In life, most people think that they are free, but in reality, they're pawns on someone else's chessboard. Useful, yes. Valued, maybe. But expendable? Certainly. Life is a lot like chess. There are players, there are pieces. The pawn might strike boldly forward, taking out a rook, only to be swallowed by a bishop lurking in the shadows. The pawn feels powerful in that moment, yet it never sees the bigger game. And that's how most of us live. Don't get me wrong, the players of the game like their pawns. They'd rather start out with 8 pawns rather than 7. As a pawn, you are valued, but only as long as you serve the player that intends to win the game. At the end, when the checkmate comes, most pawns are gone, forgotten, sacrificed. In politics, pawns rally for causes they barely understand, moved by passion but controlled by strategy. In the workplace, employees hustle hard, thinking that they are climbing ladders, when in reality, they are just fulfilling someone else's plan. More so than ever, we are finding ourselves at work being encouraged to advocate for political action. Efforts to be advocates for what might sound like a good cause in theory, but ultimately is intended to vote for complex legislature that might temporarily financially prop up the organizations we work for while worsening unsustainable debt that will have long lasting detrimental consequences for future generations that we can't see at the present time. In the modern economy, our focus is harvested, pruned, and orchestrated, shaping what we think is urgent and what we ignore. Pawns don't even know that they are pawns. Most of us are boxed into titles: doctors, engineers, lawyers, nurses, accountants, roles that give us worth but blind us to our deeper potential. We forget that we are not just our jobs, not just our labels. We are human beings with the power to question, to create, and to play our own game and to leave the games of others. The truth is, forces like governments, corporations, and central banks shape the board beneath us, deciding where our time, energy, and resources flow. We are led to believe that democracy is an ideal that can never be questioned. While it might represent an advancement from dictatorships, communism, and monarchies, it at its best is still two wolves and a sheep deciding what's for dinner. But here's the secret to our game: you don't have to be a pawn. You don't need to merely move from one square to the next. You can step off the board entirely and become the player of your own game and control your own destiny. To do that, you need self awareness. You need to know where you come from and what you're truly capable of. You need to see the chessboard for what it is and recognize the difference between being played and playing your own game.